I'll give you a little bit about me, about what I've been doing for so many years now. I've been with the service industry for now 13 years, purely service industry and hospitality industry. Now service industry has a much broader term. Earlier when people talk about service, it was only airlines or hospitality. Now it's been spread out to BPOs, KPOs and a lot of other things as well. So yes, I am part of a current company which I'm working out. As Mr. Khatri said, it's eClerk Services Limited. We are a KPO. Actually the first KPO to get listed in our in Bombay Stock Exchange. Why I did Six Sigma, or how did I start choosing Six Sigma? I started my career actually with McDonald's. Have you heard of McDonald's? Sure, everybody has heard McDonald's, right? I was actually at the Bandra one. I don't know if you'll have seen me ever, but I was the shift running manager out there, where I was managing the entire operations for one particular shift. Now it entails not only managing your kitchen, your front office, your lobby area, your backside, inventory, variants, a lot of other things which were being managed. And in that time, I got introduced to a concept known as quality, right? Because I'm sure wherever you've been to McDonald's, you'll get the same taste of the product, right? At least the burgers and the fries, right? And that's what the focus was, the quality piece. From there, I moved on to a different service industry after working for 3 years. And when I moved on, got more inclined towards quality and wanted to see, okay, what are the different things which are happening in the company. And then I started doing research on quality, and then I found out, okay, there is something known as Six Sigma. Not heard of anything. Started reading more about it, and over the years, yes, I've got acquainted to Six Sigma. Did some courses as well. I wanted to actually enhance my skills and go for a MBB certification. So actually, I started reaching, okay, which are the institutions which I should look out for, which ones are there. I came across Benchmark, and when I read through it, I read through the forums, did some of my own, I don't know how many of you are MBAs, but there's primary and secondary research. Did some primary and secondary research and tried to find out, okay, what the company is, what are the feedback from the people who are actually sitting for the training. And I said, okay, let me go ahead. I actually did MBB in Chennai. I'm based out of Bombay. I actually flew down to Chennai and did training out there. Let me tell you, the experience was amazing. And I'll give you why, the reason why. I have been through a lot of trainings. Started with McDonald's. I've been through a lot of trainings. I think when you are getting trained, the practicality to your organization, the practicality to your own industry, sometimes trainers are not able to connect, right? And they always forget to do that. In my experience with Benchmark, I didn't see that. I was able to relate to each and every tool, to each and every methodology, to what my real work life is right now. I was able to go ahead and connect, okay, what can I do? Where can I use my tools? How can I tweak the tools to use it to my understanding, to go ahead and do that? And my advice to all of you is you start thinking in that ground, okay? Because it is very important to go ahead and do that, because just learning the tools, just learning the methodology will not help you if you are not able to connect it to your real life, maybe personal or professional, whatever. And from there on, I've completed my MBB now. I've completed my Lean certification also from Benchmark. I think if you look at where I've been applying now, I've tweaked Six Sigma to my needs, to my company needs. Okay. And I was just sharing it with earlier in my conversation. When I joined my company, okay, we were a very small company, 150 employees company. And when I spoke about Six Sigma, they said, oh, we are a small company, a lot of cost involved, a lot of people, we'll have to hire so many people, get people trained. I said, okay, meri dal galne wali nahi idhar, right? So I'll have to go ahead and, do my way. I will not go ahead and say, okay, I'm doing Six Sigma projects. You'll be amazed to hear what I say now. The training period was for 9 months for this process, okay? And you can imagine the BPO world, 9 months, people like stay for 3 months, 2 months, right? So by the time we train, the person is already out, right? So the ramp up is not complete. And the quality levels were at 95%. You can imagine the 5% error rate, factory shutting down, online sales, offline sales shutting down. And it's all being caused by a company which is sitting down in Bombay, for a global company. Right? Fortunately or unfortunately, I was asked to move into this process because the person who was managing resigned. I didn't use Six Sigma in the method, name out here, right? Because if I use that, oh no, you go ahead and solve the problem. Let's not go in that route. But I used that methodology of Six Sigma, what I had learned, the tools, FMEA, and all of those tools, right? Started getting deep down into the process, right? In my own way, I followed the entire DMAC model, right? The problem statement was defined. We also had gone ahead and collected all the data points, and we started analyzing what's going wrong, what can be done, how can we go ahead and solve the problem. We went deep into it. We did some pilots of few people whom we took out, basically who joined because there was attrition happening naturally. We brought in and he said, okay, let's do 2 weeks of training and 2 months of ramp up, right? 2 weeks of training, 2 months of ramp up. And first batch, we didn't get the good results. When I said good results, because we basically, if the original ramp up was showing some curve, the new curve also met that. But I said it was meeting the target, right? It was originally meeting the target of what a 9-month-old person would give in probably in two and a half months. We went deep dive into it. I said, okay, training cannot only be the reason of going ahead and solving the problem. There were a lot of other things. We went down into how people are actually looking at quality, how people are basically measuring quality, or how people are actually going ahead and doing self audits. We looked at tools, technology. We looked at everything. Right? And we deployed a lot of solutions. Again, I can't go ahead and talk more about the solutions which we deployed. When we deployed it, the quality from 95 within 3 months jumped to 99%. Simple solutions, okay? Simple and stupid solutions, I would say. And that was the art, right? And I'm telling you, I'm not boasting or I'm not telling you a lie, because I have a plaque which is sitting, which has been given by this big company, which is sitting at my desk for the same project. And the reason why that director flew down from US to Bombay is because he said in his speech that even my guys could not achieve the quality numbers and the training numbers which you guys have been able to do it. Right? And if you look at this entire experience, right, there were a lot of challenges which we did come across. It was not an easy project, right? You got into it, you did a lot of things, you came out as a winner. No. Because if you remember, I spoke about one thing, perception, right? So when I proposed the idea of reducing the training, the people on the team opposed the idea, right? Because they were experienced, right? They knew that, they also believed in it. Even the clients believed in it, right? So we had to show it to make them believe it. Right? And that's how perceptions are broken, right? You can't go ahead and talk only and then break the perceptions. You have to actually demonstrate it to break the perceptions. And we actually did that. And in fact, not only that, we also had to go ahead and tweak a lot of systems. And those were our client systems, those were not our systems. Right? It did involve some cost. But at the end of the day, the cost was nullified, I would say. Because there was such a big jump. And today, if I had 100 errors a day, I have 2 errors a week, it doesn't matter anymore. Right? Today it's a story which everybody in our company talks about. That what we were and what are we today, it's made a big impact. And today the client trusts us blindly for all of their other projects as well. When I say blindly, don't take it in reality, blindly. But when they come to comparisons, when they come to conversations, they have this thing in the back of their mind that these guys really helped us out. I'll give you my experience. When I use these flamboyant charts, right, or these jazzy charts which you can get from Minitab or from anywhere, or you can make it in your own Excel. If you show it to people, people will get confused more. Right? Do you think a layman outside on the street will know what is CP value? CPK value, right? You need not use those terms in front of your customer or in front of your bosses who don't understand these terms, right? You can make it more simplified. You can make it much more easy for them to understand and talk about the end results or the end goals, because everybody looks at that, right? What's your bottom line and top line impact? If I can show that, it makes it easy. Where we were, where are we? These are the things we have done. This is the cost we've incurred or no cost incurred. This is what we have done. This is what we have changed in the process. Good job. Let's do something else now.